President Trump, what now? Yeah, this is part three of how to deal with Trump and or Poilievre. Pretty much the same thing. Um, you can see with everybody Trump is appointing that the one common pattern is to appoint people that will shield him and protect him, not necessarily that will serve, any cultural repair mitigation ventures for the long term for citizens of the United States. Poilievre's pattern, MP Poilievre, or as some old newscasters in Canada used to call him, Pierre Pulver. Might as well say Peter Pulver, um, because I don't think he knows his name is French. And so right now, I think he's already stated that it'll take more than one turn, MP Poilievre, to fix things from the past. Except that, he doesn't allow Trudeau to say this. And one thing that everybody must know if they are entering politics, especially where they'll play a role in some sort of international, on some international stage, is that the people primate, the human conditions problems are going to accelerate because of the geological and ecological epoch that we continue to accelerate to put ourselves on, right? The Anthropocene. So it's not going to get better. And of course, the magical paradigm of economics is not mathematically accurate. It's manipulative math. Economics is what it is. So anytime you don't address your own issues of cognition as a species, or you kind of vote in people that don't have those kind of specialties, but that only want to talk the magical paradigm, then of course you're not even going to succeed at the most basic mitigation ventures. Now, Poilievre is saying that it's going to take more time because right now his only strategy is attacking previous administrations, right? And Trump does that as well, except that he doesn't attack his, and his record is not great. Now, Poilievre, let's say, and it's very likely that he will be appointed, he'll be voted in as prime minister here. He is going to use the reason after 4 years that it's not enough. It's not enough to do the work. But the thing is he's never, and he will still not do this in the 4 years, present any transparent strategies or explanations to what him and his team will be working on. And again, MP Poilievre is dealing with a lot of internal struggles, and it's going to keep having worse and worse impacts on his health, including as soon as he's voted in. Because deep down he knows he really doesn't want to go and interact with people outside of Canada on an international stage. He really doesn't want to live a transparent life, and he really doesn't want to kind of make promises or explain things that he can be held accountable for. Now, of course, journalists like with CBC or even, This Hour's 22 Minutes, which do report news in a humorous way, is they or caricature or exaggerate it sometimes, but there's some foundation of truth to it. Is they will dig up, like Rick Mercer did some years ago, information to show the hypocrisy, the double standard, the incongruences. But people don't seem to care about that. Neither do they with Trump, because in a way, Trump, if he keeps on the the same extreme impulsive reactions he's doing now, he's gonna end up including members of his own family to be exported, to be deported from the USA. It's kind of extremist, and extremist behavior is often linked to a huge lack of maturity for individuals, no matter what age they are at, right? If that's a common response. Okay, now how to deal with Trump or Poilievre? Well, ask Poilievre, or Trump about this, is when you blame past administrations, where, a lot of things that he was blaming Trudeau for was actually Harper stuff, but he didn't mention that, is also he won't be able to use that argument with himself after 4 years if he goes again. So why Poilievre, do you not allow Trudeau to, transparently say there's a lot to do. We can't do this in 4 years. And yet, no matter who previous administrations are, because sometimes it's dealing with things like COVID, which, didn't exist in his dad's time or in Harper's time, or current affairs. Like, who are you going to blame? Now, here's a question you could ask Trump or Poilievre in a specific way. And you have to kind of write this in advance and make it very clear and even have it projected on a board so they can see it. Is you ask them a question and you say, well, this is not an open-ended question. That means you can't just ramble and eat an apple or whatever you want to do, right? And dodge bullets of people, in your own rallies trying to shoot you or ask you questions, which for you is like a bullet. is here's the question, and it's not a close-ended question either. That means it's not a yes or no, but they are multiple choice, and there's no not applicable, or there's no other as a category. So let's say there'd be four categories for answers: A, B, C, D. Make those very clear, and make it that there's a range that they could say, well, B is closer to my answer. It's within, it's within what I think right now or what I'd be working on right now. And of course, challenge them with just posting, because they do use online, posting the progress that they're doing. So again, here's the kind of question: is make it very clear, give them multiple choice, and say, sir, if you cannot succeed in choosing a multiple choice response for something that you should have already decided even before running, what you stand on and what your plan is, then again, we have to kind of maybe, and you can choose this between two choices, is either you have a developmental disability or, there's some serious dishonesty going on here. You decide.